Don't fear change. Find your place within change. This is a notion that my friend Ken Napzok often shares, and it resonates so deeply with me. Because let's consider the alternative. The world is ever changing, right? It has been, it will be, and so forth. And we can push against that. And when we do, we're essentially arguing with reality. And as Byron Katie would say, we suffer because of it. So, you're not going to alter that, but instead figure out your place within that change. And it doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It's not about not having dissent or just being fully and blindly accepting of everything. No. That's not what that is. But finding your place within that change means having the responsibility for yourself of how to go about within that changing world. If you disagree with something, well then, what are you going to do about it, right? How are you going to take responsibility for things and act accordingly, right? Will you just sit on the sidelines and complain? Or will you actually take any action steps forward, right? And I think that's another key component to life in general, is that we think something is not our responsibility just because it has nothing to do with us. Well, we might not be at fault for something, but that doesn't make it not our responsibility. And so, for better or worse, in an ever-changing world, it is our responsibility to not necessarily keep up, but be a part of it. Or conversely, where this whole notion really for Ken, where it comes from for Ken, is that a lot of people, as the first part of it implies, they fear change, and therefore they, let's say, shrink themselves or just complain, and have this negative energy about them where it prevents them from living a joyous life. So you could totally not embrace change and just kind of live your own way. But again, even that is kind of finding your place within change, because it gives you agency over the situation. You're actively choosing a different path than the one that perhaps society, whether consciously or unconsciously, may try to ascribe you, right? And so I know it's a very sort of heady thing at times to consider, but I think an important one, especially in today's day and age where everything seems to be moving at lightning speed, and many of us have a fear of missing out in all aspects of life, and societal pressure, has this indication of, if you're not doing this, then you're missing out, and you could be making all this money, but you're not, because again, you're missing out, and you're not embracing it, you're not doing it, and it's like, on your perspective, you're just trying to get through your damn day, right? And so it becomes this weird pattern, but that's why the notion of don't fear change, find your place within it, it encourages you to have that agency and that autonomy over your own life. And when you can do that, and when you can embrace it, it becomes a magical, beautiful thing. And I've seen the reason why Ken shares that was because he, firsthand, he shares often for context that he was someone, who was sort of curmudgeon-y, and as things evolved and stuff like that, he would get upset by them. But now, this isn't just his new mindset. And because of that, I've seen a much happier Ken, right? And because of that, he was able to share that message. And in my own life, I've been able to really think about that concept and, have more freedom within my own life about how I go about certain things. And giving myself that pause to consider my own terms of how I want to approach just life in general. So that's the beauty of that phrase to me. But as always, if Feel free to comment down below or ask any questions that you may have. And yeah, let's have a deeper discussion on this phrase. And if nothing else, I truly do hope that you benefit from that perspective shift, that simple little phrase. As always, I truly do appreciate you and hope to see you next time.